Well. What do we have here? Well, we know what we have here. This is our now neglected GSR project since the other GSR were, beating at the track for the time being. So I just went around the whole car and I made a list of everything the car needs to be basically back up and running as a complete car. Some of these things are pretty obvious, like the hood or, like the fenders and bumper and lip. But some things are not so obvious, like tie rod ends. Because if you come over here, okay, lift it up, that's done for it. And then if you flip this, this also has no, doesn't hold anything. So that needs to be replaced too. Although that can be replaced later, I just needed to make note of it for now because obviously I want to get this thing up and running. So this video is going to be kind of a little bit everywhere. We're going to spend some time here buttoning up some things on this car, but also we're going to go back home and we need to do front brakes and replace the steering column and bleed the coolant again on the other GSR because we have another track event next week. I know you guys just literally saw us racing, but now we're gonna race again. So this is kind of a prep week, also getting as much progress on this thing as we possibly can. So I don't know if I said in the last video when I was prepping the other GSR, but I also ordered some parts for this car. So obviously I didn't order these brake lines. I made these myself because we knew what happened the last time we were doing it. So I bought an expensive brake flaring tool because these stainless steel lines are pretty hard to do. So those flares look pretty decent. If this thing ever focuses, there you go. So some of these look pretty good. And some of these don't look so good. Let me try to find one that's like this one. Jeez. Here we go. And like this one doesn't look like a bubble flare at all. A double flare, sorry, at all. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna leak. So honestly, I should just redo that one. So we'll see. But I figured since it's been so long, since we've been back here, we kind of come back with a couple of things. So the brake lines are all done. We're gonna have to re-bend some of these lines because in order for me to be able to get this, like this is a beautiful flare here. See, that's a nice one. So for me to get this a flare like that in, I had to unbend the line in order to do what I had to do. So we're gonna have to figure out where this line goes back to, and then I think this has to get bent. I think this bent actually goes to the left here. I think this is the one that goes on the right side of the screen, goes to the brake booster, and then on the left side goes to the valve. So that one has to be replaced. So besides the brake lines, the clutch line, one of those is for the clutch. This is B series oil pan gasket. This is for an LS, a B18 B1. So I'm pretty sure these. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter because this is a B18 B1. I forgot this is an LSV for a second there. So see, B18 B1. For a second there, I thought I had a VTEC engine. So we're gonna use this valve cover oil pan gasket for this engine since it didn't work on the other car because the other car had a B20. If you guys didn't see that video, we have oil pan valve cover gasket with the grommets and the seals for the spark plugs, which is great. We have NGK spark plugs. We have the clutch slave. I know you guys probably already saw me do this, but I actually, cousin Gary needed it in a pinch, so I kind of let him, well, he paid me for them, so I let him take them off this car because he needed them sooner than I need them. The car still hasn't done anything this long, so long story long, cousin Gary came, picked up the ones off of this car and fixed his car with them, so I had to rebuy them. So this time I went on Rock Auto and just kind of just cheaped out and got things from there. So that's that. This is the VTEC solenoid gasket, and then I have the grommets for the radiator. These are like universal ones actually, and then the radiator stays up top, and then my brake cutting tool because this was here. This is actually brother purposes. So let's return that back to his. I don't even know where it was in here, but let's put it back in his box. So with that being said, I kind of want to come back over here and see where the best place to start is. So this clutch line here needs to be replaced. Like, this thing looks disgusting, but this has to undo it from here, put it in here, and then move this line so it plugs up over here. So that's one thing I could do. I have the transmission ground here I could put on. This looks like the charge harness I could do as well up in there. Could put the header in just to see if we have the clearance for the radiator. We're gonna run a stock radiator here, so we could do that. We could put the power steering hose in. It's actually completely missing. I don't know if you guys can see down there, but there's no power steering hose. So we have to get it from the parts car outside and put it on this one. We could put the front spindles on, again, taking it from the car outside and put it on this car. If you guys don't remember what the parts car is, it's the car that we use to get the other black stolen GSR together, which is this car here. Don't mind the message there, but that's the car. So we could, the good thing is that this car is from Nevada, so it has absolutely no rust. So we could take the brake hoses and the whole trailing arms off of this car. Same thing up here. The only thing is up here we have an issue, because if you guys know Integras, you know that this is not an Integra caliper. So we'd have to eventually change out this caliper, but for the time being, we just have to take this over there. So those are all things we could do. And we could also remove the beautiful mint power steering hose off of this rack and put it on the rack in the garage. So all things we could do. Don't know how much we will do because we're kind of limited on time here, but the only way to find out is to just start doing things. Just wanted to start with putting the header in. Just wanted to test fit it, see how it worked. And as far as clearance goes, I think, I don't know. It looks like it's touching right there. But let's see, let's get a strap for the, oh my God, there's a bolt broken in there. But let's get a strap for the radiator here and here. Oh man, scratched it a bit here. But let's get this here to see if maybe with the strap it'll actually set clearance. Because I mean, truth be told, this is not terrible here. Honestly, I think, will it melt a little bit of this here of the shroud? Yes, like I could clearance that, but there's no doubt that this the fan will keep spinning like so. But anyways, let's properly see this thing through. I also realized I need to order a bunch of 10mm bolts because we completely went through our stash, and now I'm scavenging through stuff like this where Brother Curvis has little bolts and stuff to try to put things on the car. So I'll add that on the list. So, all right, this bolt is in there. I mean, it's not in there. Okay, so let's see. Probably should get a better thing than this, a cleaner one than this. But if anything, it just pushed it further back. So if anything, it just pushed it further back. So now it's 100% hitting. So I mean, I don't know. Should I just clearance this a little bit? Should I cut this off a little bit, or should I just let it self clearance, which is what I'm probably heading, leaning towards heavily here. Because why not? It's just a it's just a shroud. But I mean, I will say, see if I can get a good angle here. I will say, hard to tell, but that fan does come pretty close to this, so there's a chance that it will start melting that. I think we'll just run it for now. Worst case scenario, we'll just put a slim fan on this side, which we could replace while the header's still in there. Maybe not, but we're gonna run with that. So radiator, I mean, at this point we could just leave the radiator here and the header, that portion of the header in there, because it's there's no point of pulling that out again. I do gotta tighten that 17 down there though. You guys see that? I do gotta tighten that 17 down there. I don't know if you guys see that, like right there. I gotta tighten that, but I think we will be able to see it through right here. It's a little tight, but yeah, that's the 17 we gotta play with. I mean, from here it's another angle. It's definitely touching a little bit, but anyways, on to the next thing. It's time to go home because I come here after a little bit and I get the clutch, this piece of the clutch line, and I had to replace this clutch line. I get this going. I'm about to put the line into the slave, and then I heat it up, and then this thing falls out. So now I need to buy another soft hose to make it over there, or maybe I'll just try to get a stainless steel hose that goes from here to there and save myself the troubles. And then I was installing this brake line here, so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me install the brake lines with like the good fitting, so with a good flare. So I put this one in here, whatever, it's going in, and I over tightened the hell out of it. So it basically stripped out the threads from the 40/40 valve. That's what you see right here. So now I need to buy a new 40/40 valve, and yeah, and with that being said, I just want to get the hell out of here. I'll go home, do brakes. I can't mess that up, over tighten that. I can, but let's hope I don't, because I just need something to go my way for today. It's much later now, but we're here. I'm home, and we got to do the brakes on this. Also, if you guys want to know what car this is right here, get me to 1,000 subs by December 25, 2025. I'll unveil this car to you guys. I'll make a nice special video on it, and we could talk about it. But for now, we have brakes to do. So if you guys remember on the track video, let me close my garage door. On the track video, I spoke and said that we had pretty bad brake pulsation. So I think I would like to try to fix that. So the issues we had at the track were brake pulsation, and I was overheating. So and the fourth issue is not really an issue that we had at the track, but the steering column is broken when the thief stole this car. So, at least the ignition is broken off. So I want to put another steering column and ignition in there, so that's not just like flapping around when I'm driving. So 4 things on the to-do list. First things first, I went online and I found, I'll be honest, the cheapest pair of brakes I could find. I just know I needed new brakes, so I did what any other person would do on a car that they were about to sell, and I just went for the cheapest ones on eBay or Amazon, but this was thanks to eBay. So we got some Detroit axles, and this is pads and rotors. This is what we got. So we have premium pads made out of carbon fiber ceramic pads. Let's see what these look like. See what these bad boys look like. The bag is already ripped. They sent me this has to be a used set. Because why would this be on top? You know, like if this just ripped, I mean, maybe it's, I don't know. Whatever they're used, but they look brand new to me. This is what carbon fiber ceramic pads look like. That looks good to me. Whatever, they look new. I don't care. Somebody returned them. And then here, what do we got in here? All right. Oh, we got brake fluid, which I should probably bleed this because it's dark in here right now, but that brake fluid is black. So another reason why I was having, well, the pulsation's 100%, you know, overheating the brakes, but I was also having brake fade, which is obviously caused by like heating up the braking elements, but also the fluid is probably not doing this. It probably has so much water in it. Yeah, look at that. It's black. I know it's pitch black here right now, but see, it's black. So when I was doing my research online, it said that if the longer your brake fluid is in the system, the more exposed to water it is. So I'm out of breath. Just I gotta lose weight. But basically, the older the fluid, the more water it can have. So the more moisture, which will then reduce the boiling point, which will make the brake fluid heat up much faster. Let's put that right here with the rest of the stuff. So you got brake pads, brake fluid. Okay, what else? I think my favorite thing in the world, brake parts cleaner. Love that. I wish I could get like, I gotta look up because I want to buy like a big set of that. It's good to always have that around. And then we also got their premium brake rotors. What is this? This is the, I've never in my life, and I mean never in my life, broken in brake pads and rotors. So maybe now that I'm a racer, I should probably follow this better. And 10% off here if you guys want to use it. Don't use it because I actually need that for later. All right. And then let's see, 2 pads, premium brake rotors, drilled and slotted, superior stopping power, which is exactly what I need. Also, heat resistant, number one thing we're looking for. I don't care about the finish. And then quiet operation. Obviously, you don't want your brakes squeaking. So we're already working, and this was only, I think with a coupon on eBay, this was only like 85 bucks, and it was shipped here in 2 days. So shout out to the Troy Axle. Not sponsored by them. If you want to sponsor me, please. I post a video once a week at least for a whole year, so you know, I think you'll get your content out of me. But either way, here we have drilled and slotted rotors. So, I mean, they say, well, I've heard that the only downside to these, to drilled and slotted, is that you can't really machine them down. But I'm not too well versed on machining brake rotors. But these would, I think this would be a huge step in the right direction. And yeah, there's nothing left to do but to do it. Oh my God. Hit my mint wheel. This thing is pretty beat. It has like a decent little lip right here, but there has a ton of like hot spots and like uneven wear. You see that? It's like when it got super hot. So, I mean, Uncle Rico said he could resurface this and get me back on the road. So maybe we'll take him up on that offer just to have like street brakes and then racing brakes. Seems kind of a lot to do just to race, but I think that's what a lot of people that race their cars do. All right, while we're here, let's check our wheel bearing. Seems tight. I wasn't gonna replace it anyways. This may be like a record-breaking brake job. Here I am, just talking crap, just making things harder for myself, huh? So this thing tells you. Some people put this on the back of the pad. Some people put this on these sliders here. So here it tells you. It's hard to see, but you gotta grease all the contact points. I don't know if you guys could see this, but it's actually pretty cool. I mean, I'm doing a lot not to be sponsored by these people. So, hit me up, Detroit Axle. Do the fins actually matter? The direction they go? So when this wheel's going forward, these fins are gonna be going that way. So does it matter if are the fins the same? It doesn't say left or right. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm only snugging them. Don't let me forget to tighten them down. Am I doing this right, guys? Let me know in the comments if I'm doing this wrong. It's going great, guys. It's too easy. Does that look good? Put it in the comments. Damn, I put way too much in this bottom one. I gotta compress the caliper. So I have the unconventional tool, and then I have the right kit from Harbor Freight. But I'm gonna try it with the unconventional way first, because I feel like if it's not a seized caliper, this should be pretty easy. I got a little too ahead of myself. If this ratchet right here does not loosen this, I'm gonna have to go buy a caliper. This caliper is dry as a bone. So what's the worst that could happen? It makes a little bit of noise. I think that's good. I hope that's good, but we have another week before this is due, so if we need to get another caliper, we will get another caliper. And these bad boys, look at these bad boys. Look at the edges. Oh, it gets worse. Look at the edges on these tires. Look at that. There's even thread showing right there. You guys can see that. But you see that? That's all getting chewed up from the track use. So we may bring out some other wheels for next week if we make it. But we'll see. I just finished the passenger side, and look at that. So you can tell the backing plate's on there, the copper grease is there. And let's see, the timer's at 18 minutes and 43 seconds. It's 12:35 in the AM. It took me 18 minutes, so that's how it should have went. It should have been like a 30, 45 minute job. However, because I just had to say some crap, it wasn't. This caliper, I'll put a picture on the screen here, was in way worse condition than the caliper on the passenger side, especially the piston. It's literally rusting from the inside out. But I mean, I got in the car and we saw, you know, the wheel spin. I was hitting the brake, so it's still working. It's probably just dragging a bit. I could try to bleed it maybe later with one of my cousins, try to get rid of that drag, or maybe just replace the caliper. Honestly, I don't want to invest any more money into this because this is the last event with this car, and then I'm probably gonna list it up for sale. So I'm gonna get some sleep. We'll come back in the morning. All right, guys, so we're out driving, trying to see how these brakes are. So first things first, good. Getting out of my driveway, the brakes were a little spongy because I guess when after I did the driver's side, I didn't pump the brakes to make sure the caliper came out and added pressure. So that was a little sketchy, but luckily there was no cars in front of me and I was able to get that done quick. So now, nice country roads. All right, there's nobody behind me. So let's do a little brake test. Let's do a little 60 to 0. That'd be a little crazy, no? But let's do it anyways. All right, not the best, I guess. Let's try again. 60 to 0 is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna do 60 to 0, but I just want to like kind of almost slam on the brakes, but not really. They do still seem a little spongy. Sorry it's so loud. Alright, let's try it again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what would be amazing right now? If I had that braking procedure with me so I could be braking them in instead of like just slamming on my brakes. So let me pull that up real quick. Alright, so it says to just constantly get up to moderate speeds and then just hit the brakes. I'm at an empty parking lot here, so I'm just gonna do it here. So I'm gonna go up to like 40 to 20, 40 to 20, and then when I get back on the road, I'll probably do 50 to 20, like 2 or 3 times, and then that should be the braking procedure. The brakes feel really good right now, not gonna lie. This is probably, I don't know. I don't do brakes too often, but it feels good. So let's do 40. I can't do 40 to 20 in this parking lot. So we're just gonna go 30 to 20. So we just gotta keep accelerating and braking. We're gonna get on the main road once the next batch of cars come out of here, so we have enough roadway that we could do stuff and we're not causing traffic behind us. So that should give us the right amount of times, procedures to break it in, because you don't want to, I guess you could go to the track, but you don't want to overheat them. So you want to kind of, the braking procedure, you kind of want to heat them up a little bit and then let them cool off, and then that's the braking procedure. So just going to wait for these cars to come by right now, and then I'll get on the road, hopefully give myself enough space behind me that I'm not, not getting other people worried. So let's see how that goes. I think I want to do like a nice 40 to 50. A 40 to 20. I think the speed limit here is only like 50. So, all right. So I'm gonna have to do it in third gear. All right. So go up to 40. All right. So 40. Then you go down to 20. Let's do it again. 40. 20. Uh-oh, we just slid there. I had the brakes a little too hard. 40. 20. It's also pretty wet outside, so that's not the optimal temperatures to be doing this. 40. 50. 50 to 20. And then one last time, 40 to 20. And I would say our brakes are completely braked in now. Broken in? Broken in. Because I did it a couple times at home. On the way there, and a couple times on the way back. It just says several times on the instructions. So I think we're good. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to comment what you think about this. Like what you like about this. I don't know. Just do what you got to do. I'll see you guys next week for another video. Peace.